my friends, this is Archangel. Why do I fight? In the face of insurmountable odds, why do I resist? The paradigm of abusing others has been well established. Why do I cry foul? Why do I not simply glean the few pleasures I can from this horrid place, until such time as I too am disposed of by a species, by an environment, by an existence that discards of males? Why bleed for humanity? The species has proven itself corrupt. 'Tis a creature that is volatile and violent. Why cry for beings that have been graced with emotion and sentience, who instead use these gifts to abuse one another? Observe beasts of the field or fowl of the sky. They may, matter-of-factly, commit violence against other creatures. However, this wretched creature we call Homo sapien is the only creature that commits malevolence. Only humans commit malice. Why labor on behalf of this disgusting collection of zombies that were given such talents and wonders, such gifts not bestowed upon other animals, who have squandered these gifts and used them to violate and trespass others? Fighting for the light, for equity, for goodness, this is a seeming fool's errand in the face of all the ugliness and violence and corruption. When I am dripping blood from wounds, and enemy arrows are lodged in my back, when I am leaning on a tree for support as battalions of troops flank me on all sides, why do I even bother to swing my sword at all as defeat approaches? It would seem that mine was a suicide mission from the first. I was defeated with an impossible mission to try and overturn an injustice that has seized this entire planet for years. I was a lamb to the slaughter, so why carry on in the face of failure and defeat? And what is it that I am fighting and suffering for? A species that kills over race, creed, and ethnicity? A species who commits violence over words written in old books? A species that is selfish and delights in mistreating others? Is this the grand creature I have come here to help? Male devaluation and disposal beget from gynocentrism is the overpowering battle that I and other single warriors raise our swords to. Yet it is such an overwhelming force that we really never had a chance. Male empowerment and awakening was lost before it started. Are we merely twigs who naively seek to stop or even reverse the course of the approaching avalanche? Why even try? Females will continue to be protected and males will continue to be disposable as they provide this protection. So why do we engage a battle that has a foregone conclusion? Why even fight male devaluation? It is a sad, hopeless errand, a suicide mission, the greatest of fool's quests. Let me read you a portion of an email that I received. Dear Archangel, too often these days the word hero is employed inappropriately. It only truly applies to someone who has risked or given his life to save someone else's. When someone embarks upon a creative process, he trades his time, chunks of his very life, to render his creation. I consider you a hero because you trade portions of your life for the liberation of other men. You are truly giving your life to save the lives of others, and you're doing this perpetually. Why do I fight? Because I can see glimmers of beauty in the selfless actions of a stranger or in the genuine sweetness of a child. I have come here with a mission to help, and it is not in my character to ignore this purpose. I can try hiding, but the fire that wells up inside me when I witness injustice, this will not allow me rest. I am Archangel. I am a warrior. I may not use the same strategy as masters who taught wisdoms such as turning the other cheek. These have proven to be difficult for humanity to internalize, and most people do not respond to passivity. Oh, but they darn sure know force, so I must get my hands dirty and fight for the light. Before coming here, we were not told how hard or negative it would be in this place. And having occupied the trenches of this life, I have seen the ugliness and corruption, and in the course of dealing with negativity, I have been stained by it. But the truth is, we all come from the light, and there is still a spark in everyone. So it is here that I labor to awaken that spark, to remind people how great they are. Each of us is a wonder of creation. You are unique in all of existence. You are each precious snowflakes that can never be duplicated again. Every being is beautiful. Ugly is what we have become through savagery. Yes, this is one reason warriors fight injustice. They love their fellow beings, yet they hate what they have become. I see a juggernaut here in this place that causes males to be devalued and disposed of. A juggernaut that violates humanity unchallenged. Well, I stand in opposition to it. We are free will beings. Every tradition is clear about this. We have the right to decide whatever we want. Yet we are so inundated with negativity, propaganda, and dogma that we do not freely choose. People merely accept and regurgitate bias and perpetuate the status quo, the fashion of the weak. We have become a species of folks that go along to get along. This is not free will. This is apathy and coercion under duress, and duress is not free will. Choosing a belief or behavior because you will be eternally rewarded or eternally punished is a decision made under duress. Devaluing any other being under duress of survival or because of personal pain, this is not free will. And were we free of coercion, we would be free to choose care of fellow beings. I dare to say that if humans were free of duress, free of needing to use others for personal survival, free of the ambitions of greed and power, free from wanting to visit personal hurts onto others as revenge, free of propaganda and negativity, free of all of this, that we would indeed treat each other equitably with care. I fight because there is a light spark within each person, and if they could become aware of their true grandeur and majesty, they could then have their free will returned to them and treat others according to their higher self, rather than acting from fear because they think they are a particular race or gender. Understand, this injustice I rail against is temporary, it is transient, yet it has lasting effects. I fight male disposability, yet being male, just like being female or black or white, all of this is temporary cells that we inhabit. However, one day we will no longer be any of these things. It is the pain, the suffering that we cause our souls because we mistreat others while we are here believing that we are our bodies. This lasting trauma is what I seek to undo. I seek to lessen the scars we carry around on our souls because we treated brothers and sisters badly simply because of a transient, temporary sex, race, or ethnicity. To the unawakened and ignorant, these sentiments may smack of insincerity. I speak of goodness and helping, yet I stir discord with my messages, which sound extremist. Messages which seem to mock and berate women and admonish walking away from fellow beings rather than being of service to them. But you see, the ugliness and injustice goes on without me or my words. If injustice did not reign, if I had not been witness to it all my life, I would not be here. I did not start this atrocity, and it will rage on regardless of my involvement. My method of fighting injustice is to feed the gory details right back to everyone rather than candy coat ugliness. It is simply a matter of tactics. I seek to use harsh words and paint bleak pictures in order to cause disgust in people. Because if the enslaved are really abhorred by what I say, then this might possibly start a chain reaction of introspection, belief questioning, and perhaps awakening. Yes, I do fight for all beings with my words, because despite the carnage between races, between creeds, between sexes, I see a spark of luminescence in each of us, buried beneath layers of hurt and negativity. And despite overwhelming odds, I hold on to a precious thing that we have all but lost. Hope. Hope that we are greater than our biology and that we can rise above superficialities to a place where none are abused or persecuted. We were meant to shine, to complement one another. Yet we, the beautiful points of light, have been made to inhabit a place where males abuse themselves and each other, where females take advantage of male devaluation in order to vault themselves to a position of power over males. A place where we divide ourselves based upon sex, based upon race, based upon who has more money. We fight and squabble over superficialities, over things that have no value to infinity. Material goods, temporary positions of authority or power, your physical looks or genitalia. You cannot take these things with you, but what you will take is the knowledge of how you treated others or the things you did to a fellow being in order to get temporary pleasures. Yes, I have been assigned the task of battling male devaluation and disposal, but I fight for the advancement of all humankind. In the greater sense, I point out the injustice of a temporary existence. For one day, your experience and your identity as either the exalted or the disposable class will come to an end, and you will be neither. You will simply have the experiences of enriching others or mistreating others. Despite obnoxious, raw messages meant to inspire humans to improve themselves, I will tell everyone my purpose, and please hear me well. I care about and seek the betterment of all beings, male and female, because we all come from the light. There is greatness in all. There is greatness in males and there is greatness in females. We have simply reduced ourselves to strife and suffering over skin color or beliefs or genitalia and biological plumbing. To the agents of inequity, to any and all who criticize me or skew my words, I will again state clearly my intent. I seek the betterment of both sexes through overturning the injustice of male devaluation and disposability. I know that males are greater than being slaves and doormats, and I know females are greater than simply settling to be spoiled, coddled royalty. Both males and females are greater, better than what they have become collectively. I seek the betterment, the enrichment, the advancement of the human animal, from being an animal to an enlightened being. Yet all the warm, fuzzy talk and esoteric spiritual feel-good speech has not as yet brought justice to the suffering or comfort to the hurting, so I dip my hands in the filth to combat it. I want to forget all about the male devaluation that I see everywhere. I long to forget about the ripe pain and suffering of humans and simply block out the negativity of this ugly dimension until I can escape from it. Yet warriors do not desert. They do not abandon the suffering. They sacrifice their innocence and wonder to deal with ugliness so that they may exonerate others from it. This is me. I am a warrior. I am not allowed oasis, not allowed ignorance, that I may suckle at life's fleeting pleasures. I am ignited of passion to labor against suffering. I do not brag about myself here, but rather I brag about you, my fellow beings. I am tooting your horn here, because on some level, you are all warriors who reject the lies and disposability that you have been force-fed. And you each, on some level, rebel against injustice. You see, if you were happy with male devaluation, with the state of civilizations and societies, you would not have found your way here. My friends, you are the heroes for dedicating pieces of your life essence, your time which you can never get back. You dedicate to ingesting messages and propagating rectification of injustice. You are the heroes. Let us wield our messages as we would our swords, with bravery and courage. Let us fight so that when this existence is over, we can say without reservation that we fought to the best of our capacity to make this a better place and to free others of suffering. Fight injustice so that all beings may stand together and live free.